Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-February 2022 video for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. As always, I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture of everything that's going on. It's totally fine if you find this video a few days before the middle of the month, a few days after the middle of the month. You'll find it when you need it, Sagittarius. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages that I may receive along with the meaning of the tarot cards. Also, if you have not done so already, I do ask that you subscribe to my channel. That helps me very, very much so. And also, you'll be notified in the future when I post videos, and I usually post a couple Sagittarius videos a month. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up, things that have happened in the last few weeks. Column 2 is going to be all about what's coming for the rest of February. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. Also, we're going to do 3 yes or no questions, your crystal of the month, and a healing note. But let's jump in. We're going to pull a card here that is going to work as an affirmation. So we have the card formation. So maybe some formation happening for you, getting into formation, happening in the last few weeks. But let's see what messages we have, Sagittarius. The first card we have is the Moon card. The Moon card is oftentimes a voluntary change, and it's about having to trust your intuition. You see the face and the sun there. Comes up very often with cards relating to trusting your intuition. So likely some of you are feeling a change or just kind of had to trust your intuition on something. The next card we have is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is very patient. It's oftentimes a new job or raise or some sort of money news. So a lot of you could have been switching jobs or got promoted at work, and likely you had to kind of trust your intuition on this. Maybe this was a change you weren't quite expecting, but ended up being a voluntary change, but something maybe you weren't so sure about. At the bottom here, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, loss, depression. It's kind of low feelings. Sometimes that card is also like having to pull the sword out of your own heart, like gathering yourself up and moving forward. So some of you might have felt that as well. But let's clarify this column. Again, these are energies that are wrapping up, things that are coming to a close for you. Oops. On top of our Moon card, we have the Judgment cards. We have 2 major arcana cards there together. The Judgment card is a card of clarity, making a final decision, and oftentimes that decision leads to like a wake-up call or takes you closer to your life's purpose. So again, there was some sort of voluntary change, but you trusted your intuition. I think at some point you finally did get clarity on whatever this change was. But it is good. It's going to be putting you on the right path. So you did trust your intuition to the right place. The next card we have is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intentional, very strategic. So something long-term, something meaningful, again, confirming that you're on the right path as well. That's on top of that Page of Pentacles, which is that oftentimes that money news. So some sort of investment, new job, raise, promotion. The King of Swords is solidifying that you are on the correct path. At the bottom here we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of patience. Patience has come up a few times. So this could have been something that you've waited a while for. You've been like chipping towards Sagittarius. And it's on top of that Three of Swords, which again is that card of low feelings. I feel like time will also heal those is what that's saying. So you worked really hard for this. You waited for it. And same thing with these feelings. It may take some time for them to clear, but they will clear. The next column we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's happening through the end of February. So we're talking about things that are wrapping up, coming to a close. Now let's see what we have coming for you. We have the card of reaction. When I see this card, it oftentimes means 2 things. Sometimes it's a warning to not overreact on things that are coming, Sagittarius, but it can also mean to make sure that you react. Sometimes we get so busy and so wound up and have so many things to do that we kind of like let all of these emotions build up because we're too busy to feel them. So it could be telling you that you need to react, or it could be telling you not to overreact. But let's confirm and see what messages we have here. What we have coming into the end of February. The first card we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. Going back to our old column carrying over, like I said, some of those feelings feel like they may take a while to kind of subside. They're going to. But you may need to like make a conscious effort, Sagittarius, to rest, recover, renew, kind of treat yourself and make sure that you are well rested. The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense or having to protect yourself against competition. If you see here, all these wands and you have just one, but all these people are almost like trying to attack you. You're in that position of self-defense. I do think the message is making sure you're not overreacting. For a lot of you, you're tired and you are in a position where you're having to defend yourself and kind of work to stay afloat. So make sure that you don't get too caught up in what's going on or too reactive. The next message that we have is the Five of Cups. If you see the Five of Cups, this person's head's hanging low, they're dressed in all black. These three cups are spilt, and this person is almost like grieving these few cups being knocked over. This is a card also of low feelings. It's kind of loss, regret, there's grief. Sometimes it's feeling alone. So definitely some strong feelings. So with that reaction card, we want to make sure that we are processing these feelings, but don't let them overtake you as well. Let's clarify this column and see what we get. Definitely a brighter future coming for you. Love some of those positive cards. The Four of Swords. So whenever I see this, we have two of the same card right on top of each other. This is the world saying, like, I meant what I meant. So the message here is definitely make sure you're retreating, resting. On the note of retreat, when we get into this kind of place of self-defense, kind of take a step back if that's the case. But really make sure you're resting, taking care of yourself, giving yourself that opportunity to recover where you're kind of coming off of a hard time as well. So make sure that you are resting up for better things. We do have the Three of Cups next. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration, friendships. It's a circle of support. You see that they're standing in a circle there. As these kind of situations come up where you feel like you're defending yourself, I do think they're going to clear. That's the celebration piece of this card. But you're also going to have a circle of support. So as these feelings come up, you should lean on your circle of support, Sagittarius. Ask questions, get their opinions, kind of be able to air your grievances, if that makes sense. Like, make sure you're talking with them, expressing what's going on, but you'll be well supported there. Then at the bottom, I'm really glad to see this for you as well. Love the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a card of wishes coming true. It's material abundance, good health. So what this is like saying whatever you want, you can have. So really be focused on what you want in life, Sagittarius. You have the ability to move on from this point where you're not having to defend yourself. You have this point where you can recover and move on from these feelings. So focus on what's coming, what you want. Don't get too caught up. Again, don't overreact. If you get really caught up on one situation or one low feeling, you're preventing yourself from focusing on what you want. So make sure you stay positive. It seems like there could be some tougher things going on for you, Sagittarius, but you do have a good circle of support. Make sure you're resting and focus on that future. Focus on what you want. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is money. So this is anything related to money, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, truly anything money. The first card we have is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is a card that is always favorable for you. With the Judgment card, there comes clarity, a final decision. This is about being like part of your life's purpose. We do have these two Judgment cards here. So just remember, again, favorable for you. We're going to clarify that. We then have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very free-spirited and very creative. You may have the opportunity to be more creative in the work than you've been doing Like sometimes you might be kind of like stuck in this rut or this way of this is how we've always done it. I feel like there's more flexibility or creativity coming in for you. Then we have the Emperor card. The Emperor card is a card of respect, leadership, strategic planning. Some of you could be moving into a leadership role if you're not already in a leadership role. I also feel like that you're being well respected at work. Maybe at some point in time you weren't, but with the Judgment card and the Emperor card, you like are well established and respected at your job. Another message was the Emperor card. This is a good card for long-term security. It's very strategic, very forward-thinking. So this is sometimes an indicator that you're doing the right thing with your money. Let's clarify this column, Sagittarius, and see what other messages I can give you. We have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your intuition, trusting yourself, kind of going within. It's on top of the Judgment card, which is clarity. So I'm not sure why that's such a strong message in this column, but using your intuition, finding clarity, those are kind of key here. So make sure you really trust your gut as you go through the remainder of the month with anything related to money. If something doesn't feel right, I would say stay away from it. But do keep in mind the Judgment card's favorable for you. So I feel like you're making good choices, but just make sure you're trusting your gut in that decision making. The next card we have is the Hermit card, also a card of clarity. You see this light here. This is the light within yourself. With the Hermit card, this is telling you to go within for clarity, making sure you're on your own personal quest. What I'm getting is this freedom to be more creative. Creative is really like going to resonate with you and make you happy and make you feel more connected, which is a good feeling. That's very positive in that sense as well. Then at the bottom we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry or challenges or obstacles. These are small bumps in the road though. You see these people are fighting with wands versus swords. And it's on top of the Emperor card. So again, there might have been a point in time where you didn't feel very well respected at work, but I am feeling that you are now. Again, you could be moving into that leadership role, or there could have been a time where you just like weren't quite doing the right money thing, Sagittarius, and it feels like you are now. Overall, looking good for money. Trust your gut. Look for clarity. Trust your intuition. That definitely was a strong message that came through for you. Now let's talk about love, anything related to love. So this could be single, in a relationship, family, friends, growing your family, anything of that sort. Okay, the first card we have is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a wonderful card to have in the relationship column. This is like the true love romantic card. This is the Knight in Shining Armor. But this is like the Prince or Princess Charming card. Very romantic, also an indicator of proposals. If you're single and looking for a relationship, this is a great card. If you're hoping to get engaged, this is a great card as well. But again, very romantic card, and it is like that true Knight in Shining Armor. So this other person or prince or princess in shining armor, very quality person. The next card we have is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups can indicate commitment issues, but the bigger message here is that there's just a lot of options, or for some of you there could be a lot of things going on in your relationship. So those of you that are single, I feel like you'll have lots of choices of people coming in, and again, you will gravitate towards that Prince or Princess Charming. But those of you that are in a relationship, this could be a time where you both just have so much going on. Again, with the Knight of Cups, great relationship, strong relationship. I just feel like it could be work, personal life, family. There seems to be a lot going on for some of you. The next card we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very nurturing, very healing, very supportive. A great card to have. If you're single, these are traits that you're possessing. In a relationship, this is what you're possessing together. So again, another positive card to have in our love column. Let's clarify though and see any other messages we could be getting. The first card we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active, very new, very creative. Makes sense because I think for some of you this is going to be that new relationship, that's that new thing. And for those of you in a relationship, it's still a good sign. This is a good person if you're in a committed relationship. The next card we have is the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, all good things. The Strength, though, sometimes means literally just that, having strength. Again, for those of you in that relationship that have tons of things going on, make sure you stay strong. Make sure you're supporting each other. And those of you that are single, it's important to know that like you can stay single. This is a card saying that you have unconditional love for yourself and those around you, which is really good. Overall, a good card to see. It's very much so a love-driven card, but also a strength card. I think that really resonates for those of you that have a lot going on. Just kind of stick with it. Again, make sure you're supporting yourself and those around you. Then at the bottom, we have the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card of balance, harmony, patience, self-control. I think for those of you in a relationship, you're going to be finding balance again after maybe this kind of rocky or very busy time. For those of you that are single, I do think you have this new balance in life, this new perspective, which is opening you up to this Knight of Cups card, that knight or prince or princess in shining armor. On top of the Queen of Cups, again, very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. Just all really great traits for those of you that are in love or looking to be in love, or even that you possess within yourself. Now let's move into our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Stretch. Interesting meaning coming through here. I'm going to give you a couple different meanings with this card. So the first one is actually quite literal. I'm getting the feeling that some of you have been doing workouts without like stretching before or after. So take that if that resonates. Some of you actually need to physically stretch. Maybe you're sitting in a desk job too all day long. I work remote now, so I especially feel that like I don't like get up all day long. So some of us just need to actually physically stretch. The other thing is some of you could be kind of like stretching, expanding into this new chapter. You could be like kind of reaching for this new thing, but let's clarify what messages come along with that stretch card. So on the note of kind of moving in, leaning forward, stretching into this new thing, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is an interesting card. You see all 8 of these cups stacked nicely here, but yet this person's still moving on. They're walking away from them. The Eight of Cups is a card of withdrawing, retreating, and moving on to something new. Again, I feel like some of you are like stretching or reaching into this new chapter in life. You may see these cups stacked nicely, like they look pretty, but there's still something better for you, Sagittarius. So make sure you kind of like push yourself to push into this new chapter. There's even something better there. The next card we have is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of friendship, circle of support, or celebration. I do think celebration is key here because once you kind of push yourself, you're going to get to the point where it's something worth celebrating. So whatever we're walking away from and going towards is going to be very much so a celebratory type thing. Then at the bottom we have the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an Ace card, it is a card of newness. In the case of Ace of Pentacles, oftentimes this is a new job, raise, promotion, investment, some sort of new money move, which is good. That could be what you're stretching for. Maybe you apply for a job that you wouldn't typically apply for. It maybe feels like a stretch, but you go for it anyways. That could be part of that moving on and celebration as well. But let's continue to clarify here. The first clarifying card we have is the Three of Swords. This is a card of kind of low feelings. This is loss, depression. Sometimes it's like having to heal our own wounds too. Some of you could be sad about what you're leaving behind, but don't be, because it's going to be something that's worthwhile. You're going to be really glad you did it. The next card we have is the Seven of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups earlier in this reading. But this is about having a lot of different options. So you might realize that as you stretch forward or you push into this new position, that there are like endless options for you, and you might have been feeling kind of stagnant before. That too will be worth celebrating. I think whatever you again stretch or lean into is going to be celebration, but it's going to open your eyes to this whole new world. Then we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. This is just a reminder to you, honestly, Sagittarius, as you go into whatever comes to you at the remainder of February. You need to be confident. You need to be self-assured. Good things are coming for you, so just don't get down on yourself. Don't start to question it. At this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions using the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of those questions really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 8 of Hearts. This is number 36 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2, we have the 5 of Clubs. The number 33 card is a yes. And for question number 3, we have the Queen of Spades. This is number 42 card. That's going to be a yes. So no, yes, yes for you, Sagittarius. Earlier this month, we did pull a crystal from the Healing Stones deck for you, a crystal to carry with you through the month of February. You got Praise, which is good for composure. It helps you slow down and think things through. It gives you profound inner peace, helps you look for solutions, and just gives you that ability to trust in life. And then last but not least, we're going to do a note from our Healing Notes deck because we always can use more healing. Your note says, healing may not be so much about getting better as it is about letting go of the expectations, the beliefs, and becoming who you really are. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. And again, if you subscribe, you'll be notified when I post videos in the future. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you, Sagittarius, and have a fabulous rest of your February.